Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Buster's Book Reviews. Now, you may have heard in Chris's last video that I was missing, and that was true, but I wasn't taken by the government or anything like that. No, I wasn't on the cast of Duck Dynasty. What really did happen, you're probably not going to believe. I was abducted by aliens. You see, they loved my book reviews so much, they wanted me to review books by writers on their planet. And I did like 100 of them. And that's because, like, 10 years there is like a couple of weeks here. It's like some kind of difference in space-time continuum, something like that, you know. All kinds of scientific stuff, you know. But here I am. I'm back. I'm better than ever. And I'm here to review Strangers by Dean Koontz. Except there's one darn problem. Chris's room got rearranged and cleaned up, and I don't know where the darn book is. You'd have to look it up and look at the cover or whatever. But it's called Strangers, and it's by Dean Koontz. This is the probably the 7th or 8th Dean Koontz book I've done out here, or something like that, somewhere in that area. But this one, all I can say about this book is that you should be able to get frequent flyer miles from reading it, because you go back and forth from Boston to California to Mexico to New Mexico and I think and Arizona and just all sorts of places, you know. Oh yeah, in Chicago. It's just one of the main characters he started out with, his name is Dom Corvasis, and he's a writer, and he has this and he's having these horrible sleepwalking problems, and he wakes up like he's running from something, and he wakes up hiding in corners, and one night he's putting out like all sorts of weapons on his bed, and he doesn't even remember doing it and everything, you know. And the problem is getting worse and worse, and he's getting his first book out there, and he's going to be famous, but he's having these problems. And then you got this girl named Ginger, and she's a surgeon, and she's about to end her residency and get her own job and everything. But she starts seeing these certain objects, and she like has these fits. She goes into these blackouts and like you know, and she can't explain why, and nobody can explain why, and she searches for answers. Then you got this dude and his wife that run a hotel out in Arizona, wasn't it? I think it might have been Arizona, and the dude, he's like a former military dude, but he's afraid of the dark. The dark is terrifying him, and he don't know what's going on. And you've also got a priest who's going through all this stuff. He's lost his faith. You got a mother and a daughter somewhere, and you got this thief that knocks over armored cars and stuff, and you got the couple that live next door to the ones that run the hotel, and they run a diner next door, you know, and they're friends with them. I mean, there's like about 10 main characters, and like I said, you flip-flop back and forth. It can become a headache sometimes, you know, but you just go back and forth everywhere and learn everybody's story. I mean, the last character don't even really appear until like after page 150, you know, so it takes a good while to get started. But then when it actually does get started, it's pretty good. It's it can be a confusing book at times, you know. There's just a whole lot of detail and information, but it's really good once you start trying to figure out what in the heck is going on and why these people are having the problems and everything. This video would be half an hour long if I explained everything to you. But they're definitely a good book. I'd recommend it. I went back and forth on what to rate it. At first, because there was so much flip-flopping and going back and forth and stuff, I was thinking about 3.5 stars out of 5. But you know, I got toward the end and it was pretty good. You know, I started picking up, got even more interesting, and it was really well written. So I give it 4 stars out of 5. And it was it was a good book, definitely worth reading. It's long as crap though. I mean, good God, it was like 600 something pages in hardback, you know, and that wasn't the longest I've ever read. The longest was like the paperback version of Northern Lights by Nora Roberts. But still, it took a good long time. And I can already warn you, the next video will be a Dean Koontz book too, because I had to get his new one. But Like I said, a lot of main characters, a lot of detail, but good story, interesting story. Gets you really invested in it. I don't guess there's anything else left to say. I just hope I don't get abducted again anytime soon. You know, it was nice doing those books up there, but definitely not what I want to do every day. But it's good to be back home and doing these book reviews on Chris's channel. And remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and that'll do it for this video. And until next time, oh yeah, I wanted to say you do need to buy all of Chris Snyder's books, including his new one, Snowy Pines. Yeah, always need to say that. Anyway, that'll do it for this video, and happy reading.